This is Marta coming to you from Madrid, Spain. I'm originally from New York, but I love to cook healthy, and I have a cool brunch situation for you today. So we'll be making these cheesecake cups that are super good, super easy, and sweet potato latkes. So let's do it. So I'm gonna start with the cheesecake cups, so that then we'll make the cocktail because these take the longest to make. All right. So I'm gonna start off with some graham cracker cookies. I've already put about 6 or 7 into a bag and crushed them up. I'm gonna bring my camera down here so you guys can see me do this. All right, so here you see I have the graham cracker cookies. Add about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And now we're gonna mix that up until it's all well incorporated. And then we're gonna let these bake for about 7 to 8 minutes. And then we'll make the filling. So these aren't the healthiest, desserts or whatnot. However, I'm making them smaller, so it's like portion control. So we don't have to eat ginormous slices. We have one, they, take care of business, and then that's it. All right. So I'm working with a 6-cup cupcake tin. We're gonna do about tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the graham cracker crust in each cup. I'm not putting too much, but just enough. And then with a cup, we're gonna go ahead and tap this all down to create the bottom. I'm gonna use this instead. So I've been preheating the oven at 350. And we're just gonna let the crust bake in there for about 7 to 8 minutes until it gets nice and crunchy. All right, so this is what it should look like. And I'm gonna pop these in the oven, and then we'll get started with the filling.
Set alarm for 7 minutes.
All right, let's see. All right. So here I have softened cream cheese. Feel free to use low fat. I'm just gonna use the full fat one. It's about a 200-gram container like this. And then I use 2, but I just use 1/3 of the second one. So we're just gonna mix this up a little bit, soften it up. So I'm gonna add some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon's worth. 1 egg, 1 whole egg. And then I'm doing a yolk. So I'm just gonna separate the yolk from the white. And add the yolk. I'm gonna mix this up. Let me use the whisk. I'm just gonna whisk this. Try to get it nice and smooth. Now I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. I find that this gives it a lot of moisture, makes it creamier. So let's do that. Then I'm going to use powdered sugar. You can use white sugar, but I think that the powdered sugar blends really well with these cheesecake cups. So it's about half a cup. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a bit of salt to offset the sweetness. And now let's mix that in.
Cheesecake's so good, but I feel like it'd be a nail in the coffin for my foreign diet.
Well, that's why they're portion control. So you can have one, you know, it hits the spot, and then that's it. Keep them in the fridge. All right, that looks about good right there. Just incorporate this butter.
Oh my god, it looks delicious.
Yeah, right? So I'm gonna set this aside while the crust bakes in the oven, and then I'll start with our cocktails.
The best part of the show, the cocktails.
And that voice is my roommates because, you know, what's brunch without some friends, huh? Okay.
Yes.
So firstly, I'm going to be making a strawberry mint lemonade. So obviously a spiked one. So it'll be vodka based. I'm going to take some strawberries, throw them into a blender. And I'm going to just blend them as is. I'm not going to add anything to them.
Someone said, how long do they last in the fridge, the cheesecake mix?
Because there's egg in there, I would say like 4 to 5 days. But if you freeze them, it'll last a little longer.
And what time is it there? It's about to be 7. It's 6:38.
Yeah, it's 6:38 here.
PM.
I love you guys, but I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. to do a brunch.
That's really early. The sun isn't even out, I feel like, at that time.
All right, so as usual, you know, I don't have a shaker, but like you guys, you should have a jar at home. So let's use that. I'm gonna pour in all of the puree. So that was about 6 to 7 strawberries. Going to slice a lemon in half. So I'm gonna use, this is a recipe for 2 cocktails. So I'm gonna use the juice of a whole lemon.
And you put your hands there, like, so the seeds don't fall.
Exactly. I mean, you can easily use a strainer, but, you know, you got hands. Why not use your hands?
Yeah.
Multiple uses. So remember that simple syrup that we made last week, which is just equal parts sugar and water that I cooked over a stove under low heat. I just waited for all the sugar crystals to melt and dissolve, and then I stored it in a glass. And it comes in handy whenever you're trying to make cocktails randomly. So that's about an ounce of simple. Then I'm going to do about 3 ounces of vodka.
Someone said, this looks so bomb. I want one of those puree thingies. Can you do it in a blender too?
Yeah, you can. I'm just using the hand mixer because it's all I have, but it would honestly probably be easier in a regular blender.
Yeah, blender would be nice.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna grab some ice. And then we're gonna throw in some mint leaves. So let's do about 10 or so. This is such a good like spring cocktail, especially for brunch. It's so refreshing, so delicious, kind of clean-ish. All right, so now throw some ice in there.
Well, 7 minutes.
All right. The crust should be about done. All right. Let's shake this up really good. You want to break up the mint leaves.
Shake, shake, shake it up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
All right, let's see.
Someone said it looks poppin'. It smells poppin'.
It's good.
It smells of strawberries from over here.
Yeah, it's good. I love to use fresh ingredients, especially, I mean, you know, cocktails aren't the healthiest, but if you're gonna do them, like, and drink them, use some fresh ingredients. Strawberries are sweet right now, so I think they're a good choice. Just grab some glasses, throw some ice in there.
If you guys even want to switch it up, you could add some extra berries in there, like raspberries or blueberries,
Yeah.
I would say.
I think that would be really nice as well. Having a little trouble here, but okay, got it. All right, so as you know, I don't own a strainer, so I'm just gonna strain it from the jar. Over here, let's see if you guys can see this okay. Yep.
Look at that. Oh my god, I'm excited. I eat good and I drink good because of this one.
I said strain, but you know, I obviously just dirty poured it in. So if you want, you can take some club soda or tonic, tap it on top if you want to just dilute the sugar a little bit. But I literally just put a smidget. Throw some fresh mint in there.
What does dirty pour mean?
That means that you're gonna pour it in with everything that it was shaken in.
Okay.
That is all. That's like bartender terminology, but
in case
there's
you
really
guys
nothing
need to know
it.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. And this, my friends, is a strawberry mint spiked lemonade.
Someone said, wish you could mail this out.
All right, I'll bring this back up. So now I'm going to share my cocktail with my roommate because, you know. Here you go,
Sharing
my
is caring.
Cheers.
Cheers.
In case you didn't see Matita today, she's looking
hey guys.
rather lovely. All right, so I'm going to take out the cheesecake cups. Well, the crust. Okay. So now the crust has hardened. So you'll see this like that. The crust has hardened. So now we're gonna let it cool down a little bit before we pour the batter in there. So in the meanwhile, I'll get started with our sweet potato lattes.
Somebody said, I'm definitely gonna make this. And someone else said, I'm making this too. Looks like strawberry's a winner in a lot of people's books. Unless you're talking about the cheesecake.
All right. So firstly, we want to take our sweet potatoes and like shave them down. So we're gonna use a cheese grater, and I've already peeled my sweet potatoes, and we're just going to shred the sweet potatoes. I'm gonna do it into a bowl with a cloth because later on we are going to strain the sweet potatoes because they retain a lot of water and you don't want watery latkes. I actually don't even think you can make them into latkes if they're too watery. So I'm gonna bring the camera down again so that we can do this. All right. Okay.
Someone said, cheers, Prima.
All right. So I've already cut, like I said, I've already peeled the sweet potatoes. I'm using 2 small, medium-sized-ish ones, and I'm just going to shred them into the bowl. So they're gonna kind of look like carrots. You see? Let's do that. No, I can see questions on my end.
Right now, no one. I read everyone's questions that they asked. Can you make this with regular potato?
Yeah, they're actually made with regular potato.
Ah, okay.
But you know, I like to healthify things, so I'm using sweet potato.
Someone said I'm Jewish and I've never even attempted to make latkes.
Well, here's your chance. This is a whole different type of latke.
No, little twist on the healthy side.
Mm-hmm. There's actually a lot coming out of this one sweet potato, so I'm just gonna use the one. Alright, and obviously be careful when you get towards the end of the sweet potato. You don't want to cut yourself.
You don't want human skin in there.
Mm-mm. Alright, that looks about right. Get in there. So, this is what it should look like. Lost a little bit over there. All right, so I'm just gonna use the one before I squeeze that out. I'm just going to go back to these cheesecake cups. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop the batter about 3/4 of the way up. You don't want to overdo it so that they don't overflow. Well, I overdid that one, and that's all right.
It's okay. It's just gonna be a fat cheesecake.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so this is what we're looking like. So now I'm gonna bake them for about 18 to 20 minutes, but I'm gonna check them in between just to see where they're at, okay?
So alarm for 18 minutes?
Yeah.
Set alarm for 18 minutes.
Okay.
Siri's the best, yeah?
All right, so back to these sweet potatoes. So now I'm gonna use this cloth right here and I'm going to just strain out all the water. See that?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It looks like carrot juice.
I know, but you have to do that because then you won't get like crispy latkes.
We don't want soggy.
Mm-mm.
No one likes soggy stuff. I mean, unless it's supposed to be soggy. But,
I mean, whatever is supposed to be soggy,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Someone said, "Whoa, I've never seen this before." Me either. I'm like, what is going on?
Potatoes retain a lot of water. They're like zucchini and you know, like squash. So you gotta just get it all out. Okay. So now, this here. So sanitize this all up. Okay. So I'm gonna put this back into this bowl. See? Now it's super dry. And that is what you want. All right. So now I'm just gonna heat up the stove because we're making these latkes loaded. All right, so I'll be doing a meatless version today and loading them up with mushrooms, spinach, all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna put this burner on about medium high-ish. I'm gonna do spinach and mushrooms, and then I'm gonna load up the latkes. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some green onions into the sweet potatoes. You don't have to do this, but I think it has a nice touch. I'm gonna add 2 eggs. This is what's gonna bind the latke. you need something to help it stick together. Otherwise, it's just going to be like all over the place. You could do just egg whites, but I find that it doesn't hold as well as just using the full egg. All right, break this up a little bit. Just slightly. And then you need to add some sort of flour. So I'm going to be using almond flour, but you can use chickpea flour, just regular wheat flour. Maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Again, this helps bind it.
So it doesn't fall apart, basically.
Exactly. You don't want your latkes to fall apart.
You want it to be like a nice little patty.
Exactly. So I'm going to do salt and pepper.
Just salt and pepper to taste, right?
Yeah, I like using Himalayan pink salt, but feel free to use like sea salt or kosher salt.
Can you add other seasonings to this?
Yeah, of course. You can do like garlic powder, onion powder. I just like this. I like it simple just because I'm loading it up. But yeah, feel free.
Yum.
Yeah. So I'm going to be stuffing the latke with mozzarella. You obviously don't have to do this, but come on. Who doesn't like cheese?
Yeah, cheesy goodness.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to let this all combine really well. So I'm just going to use some cooking spray over here. Just kidding. And I'm going to cook up the mushrooms and the spinach. As you know, mushroom also retains a lot of water, so I like to make that first and then add the spinach after. So I'm going to start with some garlic. Okay. Sorry. So I'm just gonna do garlic, salt, pepper, some chili flakes, and then the mushrooms, the spinach, and let that all cook down really nice. And then we're going to pretty much load up the sweet potato latke with the veggies. Okay, we're gonna let that heat up a little bit.
Someone asked if you could use coconut oil.
Yeah, for sure. But just know that coconut oil you're gonna have the flavor of coconut, and coconut oil isn't the best oil to cook with high heat. But you still could use it. I just prefer olive oil because of the flavor. Alright, so let's go back. Let's do now. This is the pan I'm going to cook the latke in, so I'm going to put enough oil just to make sure that it crisps up. I'm just going to use my hands kind of here. So just make like a thin kind of rustic looking
Patty,
pancake, whatever you want to call it. All right. See? I'm gonna let that cook down. And then before we flip it, we're gonna throw some mozzarella and a little bit more of the mixture on top so that then it could be oozy and cheesy.
Someone said it looks just like my grandma's, but less wrinkly.
Oh, less wrinkly? What does that mean, wrinkly?
Because her grandma's hands are wrinkly.
Oh, that's why?
Grandma, hello?
I thought you were referring to the latke.
Oh, no. Here we go.
All right. My burner is like one, like heats up really fast, the other one really slow. So I just bear with me, please. All right. So,
someone said, "What about avocado oil?"
Yeah, that's actually really good. That would be really good.
And someone else said, "What is this? I tuned in late."
There's sweet potato latkes, and I'm making them loaded. Okay, so there's going to be mushrooms, spinach on top. There's going to be mozzarella cheese, and I'm making an avo smash to kind of like seal the deal.
Can't go wrong with the avocado smash.
No, you can't. All right, so while all of this cooks up, let's make the avo smash. Okay. So obviously we need avocado and ripe, of course. A good way to check if your avocado is ripe enough, you'll take the little pit out on top, and if it's like this kind of pale greenish color, they're ready. They're ready to go.
Is there another way to check your avocado?
You can feel them. Like this is generally the ripe color, but I mean that's another indication. But this is how you want them to look, obviously.
Someone said, "Nice, I never heard of this." Yeah, me either. I mean, I usually squeeze them to see if they're ripe or not. But I never knew about the pit thing.
Yeah, that's like a little trick. All right, so we're going to scoop this avocado. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to use a lime. About half of it. I like to poke holes with a fork because it helps get all of the juice out. And the citrus also helps the green of the avocado stay green and vibrant.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to throw in some chili flakes.
Never heard of this before. I guess a latke?
Yeah, latke. Like this, it's like a sweet potato. It's gonna be just like a sweet potato pancake. Essentially, like a
Spanish omelet. No.
No.
Oh.
No. It's shredded like this.
Well, that's what they love out here. In case you guys didn't know, Spanish omelet is the thing out here.
This is true. Okay, so we're just gonna mash this.
Someone said, "I'm making this avo smash today."
Yay!
You should. You should be making it right now.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's one thing that I'll chime in to say. I feel like they have not perfected the avocado smash out here.
I know, right?
Like they literally just smash avocado. That's all they do. Like
I'm just gonna add some more avocado. This one isn't as ripe, so let that be for a sec.
And someone tuned in to clarify what latkes are. They are a traditional Jewish food, which is a potato pancake, essentially.
Yep. Exactly that. It is potato pancakes. They're not usually made with sweet potato, but that's my thing. All right, so these mushrooms are cooking down. Take a little bit for them to release all the water. All right, let me give this a check. All right, we're almost there. I'm gonna top the latke with some mozzarella cheese. Where are my scissors?
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
So where are you guys tuning in from? I want to hear. What cities? What countries?
What countries?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna assume everyone's in the States. So I'm gonna just put a little layer of mozzarella in there on top, and then seal it up with a thin layer of some more of this sweet potato latke. So,
wow.
this is what we are doing. Okay.
All right, so yeah, so she put cheese in the middle, and then she topped it off with another layer. In case you guys didn't see.
Thin little layer. Okay, that's good. Mushrooms are still sizzling.
Oh, I love mushrooms.
I know. I mean, again, this is a forgiving recipe in the sense of like what you topped your latke with. I want to top it with a bunch of veggies, so I like that. I'll throw in some salt.
Hey, someone said NYC Queens represent.
Yes. How is New York, by the way?
I hear it's supposed to be really nice weather today. I think in the 80s.
Nice. Nice. All right, guys, ready for the flip?
Yes. Woo!
Woohoo! Look at that. What you want? You want it to be golden brown. Delicious. So we're going to use the latke pretty much as a vehicle. So the way that you would like an avocado toast, this is our toast, except much better. All right, now you see that the mushrooms are sweating, and they're almost done.
I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good.
So you guys can see this is what the mushrooms should look like. Okay.
I can see the cheese melting.
Yum. So good. So the other side isn't going to take as long as, you know, the first side, just because I put a thin layer of the latke mixture. So we're going to let that crisp up. Now that the mushrooms are pretty much all sweated out and they've released all their water, we're going to go ahead and add the spinach. So spinach, like mushrooms, reduces in size substantially. So, I mean, throw in as much as you want, because I promise it still won't probably be enough.
Can you use something else instead of spinach?
Yeah, you can use any greens you'd like, honestly. Throw asparagus in there. What else is good? Some shaved Brussels sprouts would be really nice too.
Ooh. Yum.
Yeah. There's like two different smells. It's like the cheesecake smell and then like the savory smell.
So someone asked, if you're toasting the bread for the avocado toast in the oven, how long do you toast it for and what temperature? Because my toaster broke.
What do you mean the toast? You mean like the latke?
I don't. Yeah,
I'm using the latke as the toast.
I think they probably tuned in late. So what's a latke? So what is this exactly?
So I'm making a latke, sweet potato latke, which is essentially just a potato pancake. I've loaded it with some cheese, and I'm going to top it with some veggies and some avo smash. I'm using the latke as the toast. Okay, so it's a play on avo toast, but elevated, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're not actually having bread.
No bread. That's the alarm for the cheesecake. Well, we gotta check in. Check in, please.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the cheesecakes a check, and then I'll tell you guys about a little trick. All right. Yeah. All right. They're not ready yet. We're gonna give them another 5 minutes in there before we cool them down. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. This is all looking very good.
So essentially, could you make these pancake things in the oven, or it would?
You can.
You can.
You can. I would do maybe 350 to 375, and then bake them for maybe 20 minutes. But I don't think that you're gonna get the kind of crisp that you would over the stove. All right, so let's build.
Someone said this is dope. Yes, it is, and it smells dope too.
All right, so this latke is ready. That's what it should look like. Now let's see if I don't break this. Perfect.
Where are you from, C Noco 20? That's the one who said this is dope.
Oh. All right. So now, can you see me good here? All right. So now I'm gonna just top it with some avo smash.
Yum.
So good. Just lower this heat a little bit.
A little toasty in here.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna throw some of these veggies on there. All right, and then on the same pan that I made the latke, oops, I'm gonna just fry an egg.
Yummy.
So, tip, when you are doing an egg over the stove, you want to lower the heat down. You never want to do it on high heat because you're gonna end up with a runny, like, white part on top.
So always have the heat on lower.
Yeah, always have it lower. I mean, this pan was already hot, but for the sake of the video, like, I'm just doing a quick. Want to season your egg up a little bit?
Yes, it does look amazing. Sorry, that was somebody's comment.
Yum. All right, so we're gonna let that sit there and cook up and leave the yolk runny.
Remember, the egg is to your preference, however you like it.
Yep.
But runny yolk is always good.
I mean, you could avoid the egg altogether, but I think it's what really binds it. I'm gonna throw a lime wedge on there.
Ooh, it's coming along nice. Along nice.
So if you've got some feta cheese, I would sprinkle some feta cheese on there too.
You got some fresh, or any type of fresh cheese, right?
Yeah, just a little. Feta cheese is it's pretty salty, so just a little bit goes a long way. All right, this egg is looking good. You see, there's no more runny parts on top, so it's ready to go. There you go. So I'm gonna throw some pumpkin seeds because I have them, and some black sesame seeds. And here's your salty part of this brunch.
Yum.
All right, I'm gonna cut into it so you guys can see the cheese pull.
Oh, we need the cheese pull. Everything.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I've even got a cheese pull.
There's a cheese pull.
There's a little bit of a cheese pull. But there you go. That's what it should look like. Fully loaded sweet potato vodka.
And that alarm means our sweet part's ready. Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, let me show you guys from up here. This is what we're working with. Let's see. Grab a fork, Matita. Oh, yes. Taste tester.
Oh, I thought you were gonna feed me. I was like, wow, she cooks and feeds me. This is amazing. Wow, that was a good cheese pull right there.
That was a good cheese pull. That runny egg. Yum.
Wow.
So good.
That's amazing.
All
right. Oh my god, the avocado smash like brought it together.
It's so good. Okay. So the cheesecakes are good, but a pro tip again with cheesecakes, anytime you bake a cheesecake, you want to leave the door of the oven cracked open just slightly and turn the oven off. And then let it rest there for another 20 minutes or so. And then you should have some perfectly beautiful cheesecake cups. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring this down so I can show you what I mean. Literally cracked it open and the cheesecakes are in there. So they're gonna sink a little bit, and that's about that. All right. So who's trying this? Because now we have to wait a little bit for.
So somebody said, I'm gonna definitely make this, and they're gonna make it tomorrow.
Good.
Someone asked where I can send my address. Don't worry, express delivery.
All the way from Madrid, right? So in case you guys were curious about where Madrid is at right now, we were supposed to go into phase 1 of the recovery, back to the norm of Spain. But I guess the government doesn't think that we are completely ready, so we are going to continue in phase 2 until next week, and then hopefully go into phase 1 from there.
Phase 0. We're going to continue in phase 0, and then
we'll go to phase 1 after.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know. We will see.
Otherwise. But I mean, stores are slowly starting to reopen that weren't open before. But they're open for like takeout and delivery for the most part.
A lot more businesses, small businesses are open now, a lot more. They are letting people come in and out, but it's by ones or by twos. Everyone has to wear a mask. And everyone seems to be respecting that. So that's pretty good. Anything else as far as Spain goes? I would say that's about it.
Someone said, what do the phases mean?
So there's phase 0, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Phase 0 obviously is what we're in now, when they're letting people go outside for walks and outdoor exercise and on a schedule pretty much. So phase 1 would have been, I think, terraces. Any restaurant or venue that have a terrace are allowed to start letting people come in. However, they can only fill out about a third of capacity. Mm-hmm. So after that, I think they were going to go into phase 2, and that's beaches opening in some parts of Spain. And then, I don't know, phase 3 and 4, obviously 4 is fully functioning again.
Normal.
But the new norm, right? But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So we were supposed to enter phase 1 on Monday, but the news came out saying that they're not going to let us go into phase 1 just yet. They don't think that we're ready. I mean, the numbers have dropped substantially, and
people are dropping, so that's a good thing. Yeah, people are respecting social distancing and everything that we're supposed to do. So far, so good. I just think this is going to take a lot longer than we thought. I mean, honestly, the state of alarm was supposed to go until, when we first heard about it, until for 2 weeks only,
March 26th, and then it's extended all the way until now. all the flights that I had booked for my travels have officially been canceled. So yeah, I think this is everyone's new life now.
At least for now. Yeah.
What else?
Someone said what's happening in Madrid these days, so you can kind of answer that.
Yeah.
Yes, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
She doesn't know. It's not her thing. Ask her about Sam Smith. You know that she'll.
She meant Sam Hunt, but
oh well, I'm sorry, Sam.
It's okay.
My bad, Sam Hunt.
All right, guys, it's been real. I was hoping that the cheesecakes would be ready by now, but you know, the best things take forever. So I will be posting them on my Instagram. So go ahead and check me out there so you guys can see these amazing cheesecake cups. Otherwise, it's been so much fun.
Yes.
I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.